Sorry about that, guys. I'll have to give you a little bit more.
What was your honest expectation of that fight?
I was training to go. I was training for it to go into the second half of the fight. You know, I'd heard that he'd been practicing keeping a very tight guard, walking forward, putting the pressure on Sin and trying to test me. And obviously, been out of the ring. It's the unknown. He didn't know what I had. No one did. All he knows, my shoulder might have fallen out his socket from the first right hand. There's a bit of the unknown from there, but practicing to just do what I do, reflexes, timing. I wasn't expecting a quick blowout like that. I wasn't expecting that. I hit him a couple of times early in the fight, and he took him. I thought, okay, nice. Did they like? Once I hit him, I sort of I relaxed. I thought, okay, it's going to be a long fight, and I want to break this guy down. Some jabs to the body, and some right hooks to the body, just to slow him down. And the opportunity arose, and I just let my hands go. And I don't think there's too many heavyweights on the planet that could take those types of shots in close succession. I really felt relaxed, I felt fast, and I'm just happy. You know, the reception I received when I walked out of there was amazing. It really was beautiful. You know, obviously when the fight was announced, a lot of people, you know, a lot of negativity, people thinking, okay, you've been out this long, you know, are you going to pull out, are you actually going to get in the ring? You know, people felt a little let down with me, and you know, it was just I was in an unfortunate place the last few years, but fortunately, you know, joined forces with Shane here, Shane McGuigan, and we're going to take it all the way to the heavyweight championship as well.
He was sort of intimidated by it all, because he didn't really sort of, after the cut,
every
minute he didn't really throw any more punches.
My speed definitely, every single fighter I've ever got in the ring with, sparring or fighting, all say I was the fastest one they've ever been in the ring with. I've never been in the ring with someone that's been faster than me, even in sparring middleweights. I'm always the fastest person I've been with. And I think the speed surprises people, the fact that I can see what they're doing and block it. So what can they do? And I can hit them pretty much at will. So, what was the question?
Was he intimidated?
It was intimidated. I don't know. You know, he's smart. I hit him with a big right hand around the side that I was expecting at least a little bit of a shudder from him, and he sort of smiled at me. I thought, okay, he's tough. I heard that he's had a very good chin. He's done some sparring with Tyson Fury, who said he was very tough, a tough guy. So I thought, okay, great. You know, he's been there with some big guys, and he's got a good chin. Let's test that chin. No matter how good someone's chin is, you can't take those punches. It just doesn't work like that.
When do you want to fight again, David?
As soon as possible. Yeah, as soon as possible. You know, I feel healthy. Hands feel good, and I'd love to get back in 3 months' time. That'd be ideal for me.
Would it be beneficial for you to go a few rounds next time?
Ideally, yeah. It's who can go those rounds. You know, unfortunately, when someone comes to win, a lot of the time, it makes it easier for me. The more someone punches, the easier it is for me to knock them out. Could find a guy who just tucks up and doesn't try and win, and I go rounds, but that's not really fair to the fans, and could end up being a bit boring. But you know, I'm sure there's some tough guys out there. I'm sure there's some guys who could maybe avoid those punches, and you know, so I stand to Shane and my team to sit down and figure out the next step.
Yeah, it's important to be very active, though.
Pardon?
To be very active.
I'd love to be active. Unfortunately, in the past, it's not through choice. It's not like, okay, I want to have a 6-month holiday after this fight. I just physically have been incapable of fighting any sooner than the fights that I've had. You know, it's been like I used to fight every year, basically. You know, after a fight, I was so banged up. You know, not even from the fight, from training, that I was. You know, I had to take a big gap off, and then you've got to start the training camp again from scratch, and I don't want to have to do that anymore. I want to fight regular and try and get as many fights in close succession as possible.
How many fights do you think it will take before tonight's fight?
Maybe 2, 3, I don't know. I think it depends if there's some guys out there that are interested, we could talk.
See what goes on tonight.
Pardon?
See what goes
Yeah,
on tonight.
the heavyweight division, you've got Deontay Wilder fighting for the WBC title. You've got tonight defending it against Speaker. And you've got Charles Martin, a big southpaw, fighting Glasgow. So you've got the IBF title there that was taken off Tyson Fury, and you've got the WBC title. You know, I haven't seen much of the. I know Deontay Wilder. He's a former sparring partner of mine. Very good fighter, very big puncher. But the division's kind of wide open. You've got Tyson Fury going back to Germany. That'd be interesting to see how that fight pans out, the rematch. So those titles are kind of tied up for at least 6 months, maybe a little longer. You've got Lucas Brown's challenging Ruslan Shagayev for the regular WBA title in a couple of months. So there's lots of different options out there. It's an interest. There's not one dominant heavyweight right now who has all the belts. Unfortunately, Tyson Fury said even if I work my way up the rankings, he would fight me, which is his right to do that. But money talks anyway.
Gary, I'll come back to you now. One second, just stand there.
Okay, congratulations, David. It's Samara from 8 Count News.
Okay.
In your opinion, after you sized Mark up, when did you think you'd select the ultimate finish? After he threw one jab, and I read the timing of that jab. I left my head out there for him to do the same thing again. And the moment he threw it, I loaded my right hand, and I knew it was going to hit him on the button. And when it did, I knew the fight was over because he was out on his feet. And when someone's out on their feet and their head's there, puts his hands up, I can then let 2 or 3 punches go very, very fast. And that's what knocks people out, is the bam, 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 very fast succession that people find very hard to get back on their feet from.
Gareth.
How you doing, Gareth? You've been trying to get a question in there for a laugh.
Well, no, I just filed actually, so thank God. Can I just go back to the reception, because clearly, the minute you walked out there, I don't know if what I want to register is how surprised and what it means to you and what it fills you with to go on when you see that kind of and feel that kind of reception from the public, because it was astounding, wasn't it?
I genuinely wasn't expecting that. Genuinely wasn't expecting the response I got. It was so positive.
Does it carry you though?
It does.
Do you think I want this belt? I want to be there?
It makes me want to just keep giving them same nights. All those people, even though it was a 1-round knockout, they were there. They were part of it, and they felt like they were on a nice journey. And it was a good crowd. I looked around, everybody was buzzing, kids, women. It wasn't a typical boxing crowd. It was
better than you imagined.
It was way better than I was imagining. When we went for the January 16th, apparently that was the worst possible date you could have had a boxing match on. This is what everyone said. Don't do that. Leave it a couple of months. I said, well, I need to get in the ring as soon as possible, even if it's half empty. I don't care. I just want to get out and fight and let my fans do the talking. And I went out there. I was like, whoa, okay, this is amazing. It was absolutely fantastic, and people were singing "Ain't No Stopping Us Now," and it was felt like the old days. It was really something else, and I want to give them some more of those nights. And hopefully the guy can stand up a bit longer.
Yeah, but does it stimulate you? Will it stimulate you when you go back and analyse that now and you watch it back? Will it stimulate you as much as you want the desire in yourself to be a public figure, to be a person who's loved by the public? How much does that mean to you now?
As you get older, I'm 35 years old now. I never anticipated boxing at the age of 35. I always said I'd retire when I was 30. I was adamant about that. Even before I purposely had the Vladimir Klitschko fight before I was 30. Before I was 31, I thought, this is it. This is the journey that I said from when I was 10 years old. I'm going to complete it, be unified heavyweight champion of the world, and then be unified heavyweight champion and retire before 30. I lost that fight points and push. I just fell short on that one, and I couldn't live with myself because I definitely felt I underperformed, let people down, and I want another run at it, and another run, a healthy run at it, and I think it was a good start today.
Final one, out of 100%, where are you?
Now, 70%, you say? So I remember I've just started working with Shane's the first time. We're just still trying to find our way. Even we had to change a lot of stuff as we're going along. We realised, okay, that doesn't work for me. Let's just try and do things this way. We've adapted training as we've gone, but we managed to get to a point where I'm here, fit, fast, healthy, no injuries, and can perform. And
that was always the plan. You know, we're not focused on getting Deontay Wilder over sparring and getting all these crazy, you know, these monsters over sparring. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to save the hard fights for the ring, for the fight, you know, opposed to using that up in training camp.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then James.
You mentioned your speed earlier, but by
Yeah.
your standards, you actually look slower. Is that something you're going to have to accept with being older now, or do you think that's going to come back?
I didn't feel slow at all. I didn't feel there was any shot I wanted to land that I couldn't land.
Mori was fighting at a slow pace, so he sort of brought himself down to it.
Yeah.
If you look at his hand speed, he was punching very, very fast.
Oh, you're talking about the rhythm of the fight, the slowness of the rhythm.
No, just your speed in general.
My speed doesn't feel any slow at all. It feels
Bigger and heavy-handed, so
yeah.
with that.
There was no shots that I think I missed one right hand. I loaded up with one right hand, and I know why I missed that because I shoot and throw a right hand from the position I was in. But maybe that was my bit of ring rust there, so I'll take that.
Were you nervous before the fight?
So I look nervous.
No.
It was weird. I was hoping that I would get nervous because it's been so long that I've been in the ring. I was hoping I'd get like butterflies and get the adrenaline I got when I was younger, but I had zero. It was really strange. It was strange. But I still felt ready. I was in the ring. I felt ready, but it was I don't know. I could it was just absorbing the nice atmosphere of all my amazing fans, and I think a lot of people can use up much needed energy with your emotions, energy you need for the fight. It's a tough place to be if you go into those later rounds, and I'm definitely not using up the nervous energy, that's for sure. I feel so cool and calm and relaxed, and I wish the fight went longer, I really do, because there's so many things we've been working on that I didn't even get into a position to do. You know, I was anticipating him really putting the pressure on me. In my mind, leading up to this, I wasn't expecting at all.
He backed off.
He backed off. I was like, okay, this is not what I mentally worked myself up for him to just come across the ring. It's kind of like a Chisora would or John Ruiz and just put it on me. But I think the reality of the situation is it's easy to say that, but when you've got an opponent who punches as hard as I do, you're going to put your face in range to get inside, to land shots. He's going to have to be in that danger zone. And I think, you know, the amount of knockouts I've had in my career, 25 knockouts now, yeah. 25 knockouts, heavyweights would think twice before they just run into range with the sort of kamikaze tactics.
Congratulations, David.
Thanks, James.
The way you took out Mark Mori was very reminiscent of the way you took out Enzo Macronelli.
Yeah.
How sort of pleasing is it for you that you're still doing things on instinct and that sort of killer instinct still there, even with a 3.5 year exodus from the ring?
It's very nice, it's very satisfying, because as much as I believed I could do it, I didn't know. I've never spent 3.5 years out of the ring. It's been a lot. I had training camps, but I didn't get in the ring and fight. So people kept saying ring rusty, is your shoulder going to fall out of socket, is, you know, this, that, the other. Although I believed that I knew what was going to happen, what happened, I was expecting it to be a tough fight and expecting maybe, you know, to be missing punches from time to time or getting clipped with shots. So I'm mentally prepared to have a hard fight, tough fight, because this guy's been fighting regular. And but it's nice to. I didn't feel any slower than I did against Enzo Macronelli. You know, the time and slip right hand felt sharp and hard. I'm just like a bigger version, bigger, stronger version now. You know, with more experience. I'm not rushing my punches now. I'm waiting for I can be patient. I'm not worried what's coming at me because we've worked on the techniques I've got. If he threw one big right hook, just a simple little block, and I'm still in range, cool and calm. I felt really comfortable in there.
You seem a bit more bulked up. Is that sort of deliberate? Is that
Yes, yeah, definitely. I've made sure that in years gone by, I've dieted down to around 15 stone. The general consensus in previous training camps was the lighter I am, the more effective I am, because I'm lighter and I can move around and I'm faster. That may be the case, but whilst boiling my body down and getting down to the weight, I was picking up too many injuries. You know, I didn't have enough body fat, and I definitely feel that by just consuming a lot more calories, it's giving me the extra bit of weight. Normally I kind of cut my carbs out close to the fight. That's why I used to look so shredded. But now I'm focusing more on performance than aesthetics. Maybe I was a little bit too vain back then. I wanted to look a bit too ripped. But now I'm just, as long as I'm punching hard, as long as I'm healthy, as long as I can do the rounds, that's what I'm focused on. You know, some of the greatest heavyweights, or my favourite heavyweights, you know, Lennox Lewis and Muhammad Ali, for me they're the two, you know, greatest, even George Foreman. You know, none of those guys looked like they were dieting down to get to a weight. They just came in what they naturally came in at. And that's, as I've got older, I've definitely thickened up a bit, and it's definitely works for me.
Member of the Mori.
Okay.
David, you look fantastic. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Listen, I just want to talk about the ring walk. The ring walk, I noticed that you need to talk about energy and everything.
Yeah.
Was that a deliberate move to come out with a black and white flag? Yes, it with Haye on it, but was that a deliberate move to invoke fear into that Mark to Mori in these times? In these times, what a black and white flag means?
No, I had no actually acknowledgement. I didn't know there was a black and white flag. I thought there was a Union Jack flag.
I mean, it was pretty scary. That's all. I mean, you know,
Okay.
and if
Maybe that's
that was
what
a start of
made me
it,
feel
I mean, it
stronger.
got worse. Yeah.
Well, is he talking about? Well, yeah, Jack Jeremy got no clue about this.
How does your shoulder feel tonight? How does it feel afterwards? Does it feel loose?
It feels as great as it always has done. You know, I saw the shot, I landed it. I could have thrown 1,000 of those same shots tonight, and it's rock solid. And if there's any heavyweights out there that were thinking about, you know, me not being the force I once was, I'm actually a more dangerous force now. I truly believe that. And you know, whatever success I had in the past, you expect that times two.
If you don't get someone like Joshua, I think Tava's number 9 in the WBA, isn't he? Is he someone that you may have to tread water?
He's just been banned for drugs.
Has he? Because they don't want to put you in, Joshua in with you.
We're going to look at, you know, we want fun fights for the fans. There's plenty of guys out there. So we look at the rankings, they obviously change from time to time, and particularly after tonight, it will be very interesting to see where the heavyweight landscape lands. And but I'm just happy to be back partner. I've been sitting on the outside looking in for so long now, and it's a really lovely feeling to be back and giving the fans what they want. I've let them down so many times. I felt terrible when I was getting injured. It was like a really, really bad time in my life, and everything seems to have turned around now, and onwards and upwards. Hopefully this will be a small footnote. 3.5 years, and years to come will be a small little footnote. Okay, he was injured 3.5 years, but he came back and did this, and then won the heavyweight title. So all that stuff's a thing in the past, and I'm looking forward to fighting here again as well. The O2 Arena, what an amazing venue, the best sport and entertainment venue on the planet, and can't wait to come back. Here.
Can I get a question to the trainer, if you don't mind? With regards to your plans for David post-fight, is it rest, relaxation, choosing a new opponent? What's the timescale for your sort of next objective?
2 or 3 weeks out. I think we were in camp for 4.5 months, so a lot of hard wear and tear on the body. So he'll have 2 or 3 weeks out. But the problem is, before he was getting too out of shape and then coming in with 8 to 10 weeks and crashing the body. So he's just going to go down into light training now. So the plan is to keep active and stay busy. So we'll keep the ball rolling.
Okay, thank you.
David, if you can't get a top 10 ranked opponent for your next fight, is there any chance you could give a British guy a shot, give him a payday? I mean, there's nothing more that we'd like seeing 2 British heavyweights snagging it out.
Everything's open. Everything's open for negotiations, and I'll look at any option.
Names. Who
Back.
are you thinking?
Dillian White, Scott's just called him out on Twitter.
Is that who?
Dillian White would be a good fight, sorry.
Okay.
What do you think about Dillian White?
Dillian White did well the other night. I've been getting knocked out. When's the suspension up?
He's not suspended.
No. You get suspension for that? You get suspension for that?
Not yet. I believe it's
It's
just
a ring riot. I'm not sure.
just had shoulder surgery.
The riot of.
the hearing,
No, I mean suspension from getting knocked out. How many days is that?
28 days.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 3 months. Isn't it?
He's got his burnt shoulders.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not bad. hopefully it's not a bad hold. I know what that's like. It took a lot longer than anticipated. But yeah, there's only someone like that, you know, if that's if the fans would want that.
But you've got such a following that's obvious, and there will have been a big audience on Dave tonight for you. That why can't you draw some of these new champions like a Martin or a Glasgow or one of those guys over here? Because it's a big money fight for them over here.
Yeah,
is that a possibility?
It's definitely a possibility. Definitely, they'll be looking at me. Whoever wins tonight, and they're either one of two mindsets that okay, I'm gonna avoid this guy until it's dangerous, or okay, I can go over there and earn some money.
They're struggling to sell 10,000 tickets over in the Barclays Centre tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So that's and they've got 2 heavyweight title fights. This is a non-title 10-rounder. You know, so it definitely shows the pulling power that I thankfully still got. You know, I genuinely wasn't sure. Just wasn't sure of the turnout. You know, even if it was hard, I would have been happy with 5,000 people. I genuinely, when it was announced, because of the timing, because we were only 7 weeks before the fight, we announced the fight. I thought
7 or 8 years.
Yeah, 7 weeks we did the press conference, and that in itself is a very short period of time to promote an event. But obviously the fans want the haymaker back, so it was a great night. I'm really chuffed with this.
Last couple of next.
I've never seen either fight, to be honest. So I don't know. They're fighting tonight. I'll watch the fight tonight. Where can you watch it? What channel is it on? Sky, yeah. I'll check it out tonight. I've never seen either of them fight, to be honest. Both good apparently, both very good.
Martin's a big lad.
Yeah.
It's silly to go backwards, you know what I mean? To go like back to the Dillian Whites, for instance. You know, he's proved he's a world-class fighter. You know, maybe one fringe world-class or a former world champion, and then get back into the world title contention.
You seem to be nodding about potentially fighting for the IBF chain.
Anyone, really. I mean, I believe anyone. I think, you know, the winner of Lucas Brown versus Shaggy is a great fight for him.
What's that, the interim WBA?
That's a regular belt.
The regular, sorry, the regular.
Shaggy's not fighting.
Or in
Pardon?
yeah, before interim.
Pardon?
I couldn't fight you before.
I think so,
yeah.
for the WBC.
Crazy.
Right,
That's about the winner of that game. Right.
Alright guys, well thanks a lot. Thank you very much guys.